Well, how would you like to win a trip to the All-Star game and serve as honorary bat boy or bat girl? If you're between 8 and 13 years of age, you can win the trip to Los Angeles for the All-Star game on July 8th for you and your parents. Just visit your dentist and pick up a free copy of the 1980 Youth Scorebook featuring full contest information, playing tips, dental tips, score sheets, and more. Well, the key to Randy Lerch tonight would seem to be to get off to a fast start. Randy has been scored on in the first inning in his last 4 consecutive starts, following which Dallas Green decided to send him to the bullpen for a stretch. And as Whitey mentioned, he didn't actually pitch out of the bullpen. Randy has not been in a ball game for the last 10 days. And here he is facing the Pittsburgh Pirates, a team against which he has had some success over the years. Randy hit a couple of home runs, and he was the winning pitcher in the Phillies title clincher game at Pittsburgh on September 30th of 78. Lifetime against the Pirates, he has won 4, and he has lost 4. This afternoon in the National League, the New York Mets defeated the St. Louis Cardinals 6-5. Kevin Coble the winner, and the losing pitcher was Frazier. At Chicago's Wrigley Field, they went into 10 innings, tied 3-3, but the ball game had to be called because of darkness. It is a suspended game, and it'll be played on the Expos' next trip into Chicago. Incidentally, in that ball game, the Montreal Expos scored a run in the 9th inning against Bruce Sutter to send it into overtime. Sutter brought in to pitch in the 9th inning of that ball game. Pitchers are up at Atlanta tonight. Ed Whitson will go for the Giants and Doyle Alexander for the Braves. San Diego at Houston will be Rick Wise against Nolan Ryan. One final from the American League this afternoon. Oakland defeated Kansas City 6-3. Rick Langford the winner, and Rich Gale was the losing pitcher in that ball game. Well, we're ready to start the third game between the Phils and the Bucks, and for play-by-play, here's Harry Callis.
Thanks, Andy. Good evening, everyone. Omar Moreno leads off for the Pittsburgh Pirates. Randy Lerch on the mound for the Phils. Here's his windup. First pitch of the ball game, fastball bounced foul back behind the plate. 1 strike to Moreno. He's batting .253. Randy starting his 9th game of the year. He is 0-6. His earned run mark 5.14. Wind up by Lerch in the 1-strike pitch. Fastball is high. It's 1-1. Following a strike to Omar Moreno. He'll be followed by Tim Foley and then Big Dave Parker. Here's the 1-1 pitch to Moreno. Slider foul back just off to our right in the booth right next to it. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Omar Moreno. Randy Lerch has a sign from Moreland. 1-2 pitch. Just missed a little bit low with his slider. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes to Omar Moreno. Wind up by Lerch. The 2-2 pitch. Slider check swing foul off the plate. Still 2-2 to Moreno. Joe Lynette coaching at third base. Al Monchak at first. Phillies play Moreno around to the opposite field, and they play him shallow. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Fastball swing and a miss. He struck him out. Moreno goes down swinging. 1 down here in the top of the first. That'll bring up Tim Foley. Foley batting .257.
It's interesting, Harry, that Lerch stuck with a fastball all the way on Moreno. Maybe pitching coach Herm Surratt told him you're trying to get too fancy. You're trying to get too cute early in the ball game. Establish your fastball. He certainly did it on the first batter.
Here's a pitch on the way to Foley. Fastball is over for a called strike. 1 strike to Tim Foley. Foley has hit safely in the last 7 straight games. Lerch's pitch to him is a little bit low for a ball. It's 1-1. One pitch. Change is popped up foul. Coming back Moreland, but no room. It's about 12 rows back. Ball and 2 strikes to Tim Foley with 1 out and no base runners. Top half of the first, game 3 of the series between the Phils and the Buccos. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out with a fastball. Second straight strikeout for Randy Lerch. 2 down here in the first.
Striking out a guy, Tim Foley, who doesn't strike out very often. Foley did something he ordinarily wouldn't do. He chased a real bad pitch. That was low and away.
Here's Here's Dave Parker. Parker batting .269. He's hit 7 home runs, knocked in 26 runs. Pitch to him is inside for a ball. 1-0 to Dave Parker with 2 outs and no base runners. Wind up by Lurch. The 1-0 pitch. Fastball is inside again. Ball 2. It's 2-0 to Parker. Randy last year was 2-2 against Pittsburgh. Lifetime 3 wins, 3 losses. Sliders swing and a drive deep to right, but foul. And it's not as deep as I thought. Right at the back of the picnic area. Parker did not get all of that ball at all. 2 balls and a strike to Dave Parker with 2 outs. Wind up by Lurch, the 2-1 pitch. Breaking ball, bounced foul down the first base side. It's 2-2 to Dave Parker with 2 outs and no base runners. Lurch back on the rubber. Here's his 2-2 pitch. Fastball, ground ball hit on the right side. Manny Trio has it. Throws the Rose. 1, 2, 3 go the Buccos in the first. And for the first time in his last 5 starts, Randy Lurch has a scoreless first inning. No runs, hits or errors, and none left. After 1/2, Buccos nothing. Phil's coming to bat. Now time for a tasty break.
Every Phillies player is a star. That's like every time a tasty break is a star, too. It's chocolate tea, other candy fruits, and perfect survival. It's fun to ask for, it's fun to eat treats, and chocolate lovers delight. And it only comes from a tasty cake. Tasty cake candy fruits. They're on the good side, not the bad. They say you can call any service station for emergency road service and they'll reimburse you. We say, how's that going to help at night when you're hard put to find an open station? They say they'll give you personalized mail-order travel service. We say that's okay if you don't have to change plans at the last minute or have questions after you see the map. They say you can call them at their headquarters anytime. We say you can call or drop in at our more than 900 offices nationwide. Who are we? We're AAA. Visit one of Keystone Automobile Club's offices and join the finest automobile club in the land. Tomorrow at 2 on Channel 17, the afternoon movie presents Mr. Corey. Roy Racing Chicago Sun builds a big bankroll and a reputation as a gambler. He returns to his hometown to win the hand of a society game. Watch Mr. Corey starring Tony Curtis, Martha Hire, and Charles Dixon. Tomorrow afternoon at 2 on Channel 17. Phillies facing Don Robinson. Big right-hander is 1-1, lost none. Had some arm problems in the spring and did not start the season. He was starting his 5th game of the year. Pitched 1 game in relief. That was his last outing on Saturday night against the San Francisco Giants in that 15-inning game. He has an earned run mark at 3.60. 22-year-old right-hander who had arm miseries last year. He won 8, lost 8 last year, following a great rookie year in which he won 14 and lost 6. Pete Rose, first one to face him, batting .264. Here's the pitch to Pete. Fastball high for a ball, 1-0. Wind up by Robinson. 1-0 pitch to Rose. Another fastball is high again, ball 2. It's 2-0. Robinson has pitched only 25 innings this year. A 2-0 pitch. Over for a called strike. It's 2-1. Here's the 2-1 pitch to Rose. Swing, line drive, left field. It is a fair ball and going to the corner. Lacey chasing, bounces into the corner for a ground rule double for Pete Rose. So Rose opens the Phillies first with an opposite field double, and that'll bring on Bake McBride. He hit the ball right where it was pitched, up and away. just inside the chalk line in left field. Took one hop into the lower box seats down there.
That is two-base hit number 624 in Pete's great career, tying him for sixth place on the all-time list in doubles with Hank Aaron. Here's Bake McBride batting .299. Rose second base and nobody out. Stretched by Robinson. And the pitch to McBride. Swing, line drive, right center field, base hit. Rose rounding third. Here's Moreno's throw coming to second. Pete scores. And the Phillies lead 1-0.
Bake trying to pull the ball to move the runner, got a little bonus. He didn't really swing the ball, but he had good location, right center field. Rose had to hold up a little bit to see whether the ball would drop in safely. Had Moreno made a throw into the cutoff man instead of into second base, might have had a close play at home plate.
Well, McBride drives in his 31st run of the year. He's at first base with nobody out for Mike Schmidt. Schmidt batting .296. Leads the majors in homers with 13. Second in the National League in runs batted in with 34. And leads the league in runs scored. Throw to first. McBride gets back. Another quick throw, and Bake is back again. Phillies lead 1-0. Bottom half of the first inning. Here's a stretch by Robinson. Another quick throw. Bake has to dive back in on a very close play. Robinson threw that high. Had he thrown it low, they would have nailed it.
Well, they gave McBride a couple of mediocre moves. Saved his goodness for that third pickoff. The pitch almost got McBride. Baker showed him his leader on that, too.
Stretch by Robinson. Pitch to Schmidt. High and inside for a ball, 1-0. Lee coaching at third base. Ruben Amaro at first. Phillies lead 1-0 first inning. McBride first base and nobody out. Stretch by Robinson. The pitch to Schmidt. Fastball high and inside. Ball 2. It's 2-0. And Steve Nicosia trots out to talk to Don Robinson. Robinson, just 22 years of age, comes out of Ashland, Kentucky. Big guy, 6'4", 230. Nicosia back behind the plate. 2-0 to count to Mike Schmidt. Another throw to first base. Bake McBride is back. There's a stretch by Robinson. Quick throw to first. McBride just gets back. Robinson, a good move to first base. Doing nothing to Mike Schmidt. Stretch by Robinson. The 2-0 pitch.
Long drive. Look out. Way out of here. Tremendous home run. Off the facing of the upper deck. Number 14 for Mike Schmidt. Phillies lead 3-0. Mike is not only hitting a lot of home runs, he's hitting them harder and further this year. That ball off the top of the 400 level, and it got there in a hurry. No doubt about it. Right off the bat. Well, Mike Schmidt is over for a case of Tasty Cake for the Moss Rehabilitation Hospital. Phillies lead 3-0. Schmidt, with his 14th home run of the year, now has 36 runs batted in. Here's Greg Luzinski, still nobody out. Pitch to him. He swings and he misses at a low breaking ball. One strike to Luzinski. Greg batting .291. Off Robinson last year, Luzinski 3 for 4, including a home run. One strike to Luzinski with nobody out, 3 runs in.
Wind up by Robinson. One strike pitch. Swaying in a foul straight back. 0-2 to Greg Luzinski. Rod Scurry is warming up in the Bucco bullpen. Here's the 2-strike pitch. Checks on a low pitch. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Greg Luzinski. Phillies lead 3-0 here in the first inning. Phillies in this month of May have 115, lost 7, and averaging in the month of May 5.41 runs per game. 1-2 pitch to Greg Luzinski. Called strike 3 on the inside corner. Luzinski called out on strikes. That's 1 down to the first, and that'll bring on Keith Moreland. Moreland catching tonight. Bob Boone being given a rest. Keith batting 200. 1 double, 1 homer. He's knocked in 4 runs. Here's a pitch on the way to Moreland. That's low and inside for a ball, 1-0. 1-0 pitch on the way to Moreland. Low for a ball. It's 2-0. Here's the 2-0 pitch. High and tight. Ball 3. 3-0 to Moreland. Gary Maddox waiting on deck. Here's the 3-0 pitch to Moreland. He has a green light, and he pops it up foul. It's playable. Nicosia right in front of the Phillies dugout makes the catch. So Moreland got the light 3-0, but fouls out to Steve Nicosia for out number 2, and that'll bring up Gary Maddox. Maddox batting 270. So always hit Bucco pretty well. Lifetime with 337 hitter against the Pirates. Hit 400 against them last year. Phillies lead 3-0. Bottom half of the first inning. Pitch to Maddox. Bouncing up there for a ball. Now the 1-0 pitch to Gary. Swing, line drive, hit down the left field line, going all the way toward the corner. Maddox will get 2 out of it. Lacey juggles. Gary, however, will hold at second base with a stand-up double. Now Maddox gets the Phillies' 4th hit off Don Robinson. Now that'll bring on Larry Boa batting at 238. Maddox second base, 2 down. Here's a stretch by Robinson. Pitch to Boa, over for a called strike. 1 strike to Larry Boa. Maddox second base, 2 outs. 3 runs in. Phillies lead 3-0 first inning. Here's a stretch by Robinson. And the pitch on the way. Fastball high for a ball, 1-1. Robinson does not look like he's throwing too many sliders. Had some arm problems last year. His slider was an awesome pitch in his rookie year. There's the 1-1 pitch. In the dirt, breaking ball. 2 balls and a strike to Larry Boa. There's a stretch by Don Robinson. The 2-1 pitch. High ball 3. 3-1 to Boa. Manning Trio waiting on deck. Here's the 3-1 pitch to Boa. He had a cut, fouls it straight back. Full count to Larry. Gary Maddox, second base, 2 outs, 3 runs in. Don Robinson has his sign from Nicosia. Here's the stretch. 3-2 pitch. Called strike 3 on the outside corner. Boa called out on strike. Phillies retired in the first, but scored 3 runs in the inning on 4 hits, no errors, and 1 left. The end of 1, Phillies 3, Buccos nothing.
First television premiere of Harold Rodney's bestseller, The Dream Merchant. The story behind all the Hollywood stories you ever heard is about power.
You can't make a film without our okay. Everything you need, you get from us.
It's about loyalty. That's blackmail, don't you ever accuse me of being against you. About The Dream Merchant, a world-changing career.
Monday night, Channel 17 airs the dramatic conclusion of the television special, The Dream Merchant. The line telling about a show that's already over. Only because if you missed it, you have one more chance. The final episode of The Dream Merchant will be repeated in its entirety one final time tonight at 9 o'clock on Channel 17. The Dream Merchant is the story behind all the Hollywood stories you've ever heard. You missed it once. Don't miss it again. Harold Robbins' The Dream Merchant for the last time at 9 tonight on Channel 17. We move to the second inning, 3-0 Phils. Let's pause for station identification on the Phillies Baseball Network.
Here at 8 o'clock, this is KYW News Radio 1060, your news center in the Delaware Valley in Philadelphia. Cloudy down 71 degrees on Independence Mall.
Well, don't forget the Business Person Special tomorrow afternoon at 12:35. Dick Roosman against Eddie Solomon. Final game of their series with the Pittsburgh Pirates. Phillies go on a road trip to Chicago and Pittsburgh. Back home here on Friday, June 6th against the Chicago Cubs. Here's Bill Robinson, and the pitch to him is low for a ball, 1-0. Robinson batting .283. Kid lurched well last year, 4 for 8 off Randy Lurch. Here's the 1-0 pitch. A little bit low for a ball. It's 2-0 to Bill Robinson. He'll be followed by Bill Madlock, then Lee Lacy. The 2-0 pitch, breaking ball, popped up, way up in the air in the infield. Who wants it? Schmidt and Trio. Trio calls, makes the catch. So Manny Trio takes charge of the high pop behind the mound. 1 down. That'll bring on Bill Madlock. Madlock batting .255. He was 6 for 9 off Lurch last year. The Pirates' best hitter off Randy. 1 down to the Pirates' second inning. Pitch on the way to Madlock is high for a ball. Wind up by Lurch. 1-0 pitch to him. Fastball bounced off the plate, foul down the third base side. 1 ball and 1 strike to Madlock. Well, how about that? And he looks good, too. 1-1 pitch is inside and low for a ball, 2-1. Jim McCarthy, Vice President in charge of sales at Channel 17, out of the hospital and looking super. Great to see you, J.D. Hard ground ball shortstop. Boa has it, throws to first, and Madlock is out, 2 down. John, you look like you've never been in the hospital. You look super. You look better than we do. That's right. Maybe we ought to check in and you stay here. Great to see J.D. back at the ballpark. 2 outs and no base runners. Here's Lee Lacy. Lacy batting .443. Hit safely in 8 straight games. Here's a pitch on the way to Lee Lacy. He takes one over for a called strike. Lacy has done an outstanding job playing against left-hand pitching. That .443 batting average is in 70 at-bats. He takes wide for a ball. It's 1-1 to Lee Lacy. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Breaking ball, long drive, deep left field, out of here, home run. Lee Lacy jumped on a breaking ball. It's a 3-1 ball game. His second home run of the year. He has now hit it 9 straight.
I tell you, he is swinging a hot bat. He's not only hitting for a high average, he's hitting around, I guess, .450 or better now, but he's hitting some long balls along with it, doubles, triples, and homers.
Well, it's a 3-1 ball game. The Phillies lead, and here's Phil Garner. Garner batting .277. Wind up by Lurch. The pitch to Garner. Swinging a bouncing foul back behind the plate. 1 strike to Garner. So the Pirates' first hit off Lurch, a home run off the bat of Lee Lacy. 1 strike pitch. Check swing foul back over the Phillies dugout. It's 0-2 to Phil Garner. There's the windup by Lurch. 2-strike pitch. Breaking ball bouncing up there for a ball. Gets through Keith Moreland. Hits Nick Colosi, the plate umpire, in the leg. Ball and 2 strikes to Garner. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball. Popped up. Foul. Moreland has a beat on it. Makes the play. And Garner was so hot at that weak pop-up, he broke his bat, slamming it down near home plate. So Garner is out, so are the Buccos in second. They score a run on Lacy's homer. 1 hit, no errors, and none left. We go to the bottom half of the second. It's Phil's 3 and the Buccos 1.
Want the best car you've ever bought with one of the best deals you've ever made? Then go see your Chrysler Plymouth dealer. They're going all out to give you the greatest offers in automotive history. They got the biggest selection of high-gas cars to choose from, the best service ever, and better deals than you can get anywhere else. They're doing business like it's never been done before. So there's no better time than right now to get a fine new Chrysler or Plymouth car. See them today at Krieger Chrysler Plymouth in Clinton, New Jersey. The automobile business will never be the same.
Sir, do you know the 3 greatest names in cars? Cars? General Motors, Ford, the 3 greatest names in cars are Manny Moe and Jack. When your car needs parts service, they get on the track. It's a pet boy. Manny Moe and Jack.
If you drive a smaller car, you're beating the life out of your motor oil. You see smaller stores, 6-cylinder engines, red wire, run hotter, and controls your oil to stay out. The independent lab test of SAE 10W40, the 2-liter Star Stroke to a significant breakdown after a trip of 2,000 miles. Star Stroke doesn't break down at all. Listen, if the motor oil breaks down, who knows what could go next? The motor oil engineered for smaller cars. The test of 10W30 and 20W50 at Pep Boys and Francis. Now, 26 Pep Boys stores are open every Sunday from 10 to 5. So Pep Boys Big Eye and Sundays in Flyer for the store nearest you.
Pep Boys. Manny Moe and Jack.
Manny Moe and who?
Manny Trio will lead off for the Phils here in the second. Phillies leading at 3-1. Trio batting .347. Don Robinson winds, and the first pitch to Manny Trio inside for a ball, 1-0. Phillies got 3 in the first, an RBI single by Bake McBride, 2-run homer by Mike Schmidt. Pitch to Trio, high and inside, ball 2, it's 2-0. Here's the 2-0 pitch to Trio. Hard smash, backhanded nicely Foley. Long throw got him, a fine play by Tim Foley. A hot shot to his backhand. Good play by Foley. 1 down, that'll bring up Randy Lurch. Lurch is hitting .385 this year. It was off this fella, Don Robinson, that Randy Lurch won the Eastern Division clincher 2 years ago at Pittsburgh, hitting a pair of home runs off him. Robinson's pitch to Lurch. Fastball on the outside corner for a called strike. Randy Lifetime has hit 4 career homers, 19 runs batted in. 1 strike pitch to him. Swings and he misses. It's 0-2 to Randy Lurch with 1 out. Here's the 2-strike pitch. Swing and a fly ball to left field. Lee Lacy is right there waiting. Makes the catch. Lurch is out, that's 2 down, and that'll bring up Pete Rose. Rose doubled to left his first time up and scored a run. Second inning, Phillies lead 3-1. Business person special. Tomorrow at 12:35, Dick Rustin goes for the Phils. He'll be opposed by Eddie Solomon for the Buccos. Phillies coming into play tonight, leading the National League in doubles and home runs. Pitch to Rose. Line shot right center field. Moreno cuts it off nicely. Pete will hold it first with a line single to right center. Del Pete is 2 for 2. Hit number 5 given up by Robinson, and that'll bring on Bake McBride. Bake singled to drive in a run his first time up. Rose first base, 2 outs. There's a stretch by Robinson. And a pitch to Bake McBride, swinging a high foul back behind the screen and into the upper deck. 1 strike to Bake McBride. Rose first, 2 down. Phillies trying to regain first place in National League East, trailing the Buccos by a game. Robinson throws to first. Rose not a big lead, back in plenty of time. There's a stretch by Don Robinson. 1 strike pitch. Fastball on the outside corner for a called strike. He's in front of McBride, 0-2. Robinson is brief major league career, 2 previous years, won 23 ball games. He has lost 14. Here's the 2-strike pitch. Rose breaking. The pitch is low and no throw by Nicosia. Nicosia could not dig it out of his glove, and Rose has a stolen base, his 5th of the year. Pete set a personal high for steals last year with 20, and he has 5 of them this year. 3 of them coming against Cincinnati when he put on quite a show by stealing 2nd, 3rd, and home in the same base running sequence. Rose at second base with 2 outs. Ball and 2 strikes to McBride. 1-2 pitch to him, swinging a fly ball into left center field. Lee Lacy is right there waiting. Makes the catch, and the Phillies go down to the second with no runs or hit, no errors, and 1 left. The end of 2, it's Phil's 3, and the Pirates 1.
You can't do anything, and there's nothing left to do. Something going for you. Nice private during public recreation. Like you don't have to come and have a salad combo. No, but you can have the same vegetables, sirloin or chicken fish or a fresh Kentucky fried chicken combo. Oh, no, I remember how to do the chicken. I don't do the chicken. Then you take it on over to Gino's fresh salad bar and make a salad from those existing chickens. Oh, honey. Just please, just
Fans join Head and Travel on a 10-day trip to Hawaii, visiting Honolulu, Kona, and Hilo, departing on November 11th. The price, $9.99, and here's what that price includes. Scheduled United Airlines jets, deluxe hotels throughout, including ocean view rooms on Waikiki Beach. Visiting Honolulu, Kona, and Hilo. Transfers, baggage handling, tips, and taxes. Plus breakfast and dinner every day you're in Honolulu. $9.99 per person. The trip will be hosted by one of the Phils. For a free brochure, call Haddon Travel in Pennsylvania, WA3-6663. In New Jersey, 795-5550. Call tomorrow, WA3-6663 in Pennsylvania, 795-5550 in New Jersey. Steve Nicosia leads off for the Buccos and skies one to center field, where Gary Manox makes the catch. Nicosia out on 1 pitch. And that'll bring on the pitcher, Don Robinson. Like Lurch, a good hitting pitcher. Robinson's been at bat 9 times this year. He has 4 hits. He's hitting .444. Lifetime a .263 hitter. 1 out and nobody on base. Here's the pitch to Don Robinson. Fastball is low for a ball. One 0 pitch on the way. Over for a called strike. It's 1-1. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Fastball high. It's 2-1 to Don Robinson with one out. One pitch on the way. Bouncing ball up the middle. Base hit center field. So Don Robinson has the second hit off Randy Lerch. Ground single through the box, and that'll bring on Omar Moreno. Moreno struck out his first time up. Robinson first base, one down. Third inning, Phillies lead 3-1. Omar Moreno steps in, batting at .253. Here's the pitch to Moreno. Fastball is high inside for a ball, 1-0. Now the stretch by Lerch. 1-0 pitch. Slider is low. Ball 2. It's 2-0 to Omar Moreno. Keith Moreland trotting out to talk to Randy Lerch. 2-0 to Omar Moreno. Don Robinson first base and one out. Here's a stretch in the 2-0 pitch. Swinging a hard ground ball to P. Rose. Rose has it. Goes to second for the force on Robinson. Moreno is safe at first base. You always try to get the lead runner, but in this case, with that Omar Moreno, I might try to get the guy at first and give Robinson second.
That's exactly right. Go to first base, take Moreno off the bases, because Moreno probably steals second. Then you have a guy on there who has a much better chance of scoring on a base hit. Even though the Pirates are down by 2 runs, Moreno is almost a lead pipe cinch to try to steal this base.
Moreno leads the National League in steals with 22. He's only been caught 3 times. Here's Tim Foley. The stretch by Lerch. Big lead by Moreno. He draws the throw, and he's back in ample time. Here's a stretch by Lerch. Pitch to the plate. There he goes. It's fouled straight back over the screen. Moreno breaking on the pitch, but Foley fouled it back. 1 strike to Tim Foley.
Surprised Lerch wasn't called for a balk. Well, I believe he was called for a balk. Yes, he was. Because he did balk on the play. And the second base umpire, Doug Harvey, called it.
So that negates the pitch. It's a balk. And the count is 0-0 to Tim Foley. Pitch disallowed. Moreno at second on the balk with 2 outs.
He definitely balked. I'm surprised the home plate umpire didn't call it.
Here's the pitch. Swing and a foul back up over the screen. 1 strike to Tim Foley. Foley struck out his first time up. Mets scoring 6 runs in the 8th inning off the Cardinal bullpen, defeating St. Louis 6-5. Those Cards really struggling. Here's a stretch in the 1-strike pitch. Tried to check his swing on a low breaking ball, but he went around, according to first base umpire Fred Brocklander. 0-2 to Tim Foley. Moreno is second base and 2 outs. Lerch calls time. He wants to talk to Keith Moreland. 2 outs, Moreno's second base. No balls and 2 strikes to Tim Foley. Phillies lead 3-1. We're in the 3rd inning. Here's the stretch to the 0-2 pitch. Swinging a high ground ball. Manny Trio, great diving grab, throws, and he got him. What a play by Trio. Great diving grab to his left, and Trio gets Lerch out of a jam here in the 3rd. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. 1 left. We go to the bottom of the 3rd. It's Phil's 3, Buccos 1.
driving way down the road. For America's love run. It's the life to have a heart of stone. And not till it gets to be a it goes to West Martin. They'll be down and running with a fire.
Brewers of Budweiser proudly support the Muscular Dystrophy Association. Won't you join them? We're going all out to get you into a great car. Lincoln Mercury announces the all-out, all-Mercury cash rebate. Rebates on all our new 79 and 80 Mercuries, every model. Get $500 back on Grand Marquis and Colony Park wagons. $500 back on Cougar XR7 with luxury group. $400 back on Monarch and other marquee models. $200 back on Zephyr and Capri. And even $100 back on the little Bobcat. Cash rebates on all new Mercuries. Your rebates can come to you in the form of a check direct from Lincoln Mercury Division, or you can use it as a part of your down payment. Some dealers may contribute part of the rebate, but remember, this is a limited time offer, and it's all on top of our already great prices. We're going all out to get you into a new Mercury with great deals and great cash rebates. The all-out, all-Mercury cash rebates at participating Lincoln Mercury dealers.
Mike Schmidt leads off for the Phillies, bottom half of the third inning. Then he smacked a two-run homer his first time up. Wind up by Don Robinson, and the pitch to Schmidt. Inside for a ball, 1-0. Now Robinson's 1-0 pitch to Smith. That's over for a called strike. It's 1-1. Phillies have 3 runs and 5 hits. Buccos are running 2 hits. Here's the 1-1 pitch to Smith. Breaking ball on the inside corner for a called strike, and Robinson in front of Mike. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Swing, long drive, deep center field. Moreno back. He has room. Makes the catch. But Schmidt again hits the ball hard to deep left center field. Omar Moreno making the catch right in front of the fence on a screaming line drive. 1 down.
Mike didn't quite get it. He got it a little off the end of the bat. It still got out there in a hurry. That shows you how strong he is. But he just didn't quite get it on the meat of the bat.
There's Greg Luzinski, who was called out on strikes his first time up. Much has been made of Schmidt and Luzinski's back-to-back homers, doing it 5 times this year. Pitch to the ball is low for a ball, and that is a lot of time. There's no record book that has records for back-to-back homers by 2 players in a season that we could find. Pitch is high, and it's 2-0. The Yankee press guy does state that in Babe Ruth and Lou Gehrig's entire career, they back-to-back 16 times in their career. Pitch is high for a ball, it's 3-0. Schmidt and Luzinski having done it 5 times this year. There's the 3-0 pitch. Over for a called strike. 3-1 to Greg Luzinski. The 3-1 pitch. Swing, a bouncing ball tapped to second baseman Garner. He gloves and throws, and Luzinski is out 2 down. Kind of a check swing by Greg. Ground out to Garner. 2 down. That'll bring on Keith Moreland. Moreland fouled out to Steve Nicosia his first time up. Here's a pitch on the way to Moreland. It's over for a called strike. 3-1 Phils, bottom of the third. 2 outs and no base runners. 1 strike pitch to Keith, swing and a pop foul. It's out of play. And it's 0-2. 2 strikes to Moreland. Here's the 2-strike pitch to it. Swing and a foul straight back. Still 0-2 to Keith Moreland.
Robinson has sharpened up a little bit here. He's been behind some hitters, but he's made some good pitches when he's behind.
Here's his windup, and the two-strike pitch to Moreland. Line drive, right field. Parker coming fast, can't get it, base hit. So Moreland lines a single to right. That's the Phillies' sixth hit off Don Robinson. That'll bring up Gary Maddox, who doubled his first time up. Moreland first base with 2 outs. Final game of the series with the Buccos. Business person special tomorrow afternoon. Why not take the afternoon off and enjoy a ball game here at Veterans Stadium? Dick Roofing goes against Eddie Solomon tomorrow. Supposed to be a beautiful day. Here's a stretch by Robinson and the pitch on the way to Maddox. A high pop into right field, not deep. Dave Parker right there waiting. Makes the catch, and the Phillies go down in the third with no runs or hit, no errors, and 1 left. After 3, Phils 3, Buccos 1.
Around wearing silly capes and calling themselves super dealers. But it's harder still to know the super deals they're offering on supercars. Take Jerry Mazel at Atlantic Chrysler Plymouth in Pleasantville, New Jersey. He's got a lot full of cars and delivers great mileage, and he's doing everything he can to clear them out. You'll be amazed at the low prices. Get yourself a fine new Chrysler or Plymouth at a price you won't believe. There's no better time than right now to see Jerry Mazel, cape and all, at Atlantic Chrysler Plymouth in Pleasantville, New Jersey. One of the great 8 super dealers.
Machine lets you bank night and day and a whole lot more. The George Machine from Girard. Do anything for Bob to check him out? I didn't tell him.
Fourth inning baseball, 3-1 Phils. For more play-by-play, here's Andy Musser.
Thanks, Harry. And at the plate is Dave Parker. Line drive, right field, and it's in for a base hit. McBride over to field it, and Parker on the first pitch offered by Alert singles to right field. Hit number 3 for the Buccos. The other is a home run by Lacey and a single by Don Robinson. That'll bring to the plate Bill Robinson. Robbie playing at first tonight. Popped out to Manny Trio in his first at-bat. Phillies ahead 3-1. Stretch by Lurch, and the pitch swung on and missed by Robinson, strike 1. Robbie had 4 hits and 8 at-bats against Randy last year. Left-hander stretches, takes a look at Parker, and here's the pitch to Robinson. Hard line drive, but backhanded on a hop by Trio. Step on second, throw to first, a double play. A wicked shot off the bat of Robinson. It went zooming past the mound. Trio fielded it on one quick hop, stepped on second, and fired to first for a double play.
My man, he's made 2 great plays in this ball game. He took a base hit away from Tim Foley. He just fielded a shot there by Robinson. Completed the play himself.
Bill Madlock at the plate, and he takes the first pitch over for a strike. Madlock grounded out to Boa in his first at bat. Two out, bases empty. Here's a breaking ball and a base hit to left field. Madlock singles to left. And we'll pause here for station identification. The Phillies Baseball Network.
This is KYW Philadelphia here at 8:29. AccuWeather says moonlit skies, comfortable tonight, low 56. Tomorrow partly sunny, the high 82.
Bill Madlock at first with two away for the Pirates in the fourth inning. And here's Lee Lacy, who homered in his last at-bat. Lacy has now hit safely in 9 straight. Pitch to the right-handed batter is a fastball high, ball 1. In games in which Lacy has started, he has hit safely in 16 of 17. Lurch stretches, then steps off the mound. Madlock at first with the 4th Pirate hit. Phillies lead the ball game 3-1. Lurch stretches, and here's the pitch. It's a fastball high. 2-0 the count on Lacy. Lurch has the sign. Here's the pitch to Lacy. Swing and a miss. He may have foul-tipped it. Anyway, it's a strike. 2 balls and 1 strike to Lacy. We'll have our Daily News home run payoff when the Phils bat in the last half of the inning. Here's the stretch by Lurch. Pitch on the way to Lacy is fouled back into the seats. Another good crowd on hand here tonight. And the business person special scheduled for tomorrow has been drawing well in recent years. Tickets are available, of course, but I'll bet there'll be a good crowd on hand here at 12:35 tomorrow afternoon. 2 balls and 2 strikes to count on Lacy. They're set by Lurch. There goes Madlock. The pitch is inside. Here's the throw by Moreland. Not in time as it bounces in a stolen base for Bill Madlock.
Well, Madlock had a running jump. Lurch just must have almost forgotten about him down there. He will run. That's his 4th stolen base.
And it's a full count now on Lacy. Madlock at second with 2 away. Now Lacy calling for time and standing out. Lacy back in the batter's box. Here's the stretch by Lurch. And the 3-2 pitch to Lacy. A ball top foul over toward the Pirate dugout. Count holds at 3-2. Phillies play a weekend series at Chicago, so the Phillies will actually be playing daylight baseball now for the next 4 days. Here tomorrow against the Pirates in the windup of this series, and then 3 straight games at Wrigley Field. Stretch by Lurch in a 3-2 pitch. A ball bounced over the mound, but fielded by Trio near the bag. Throw over to first in time. And Lacy is out, and so are the Pirates in the 4th. No runs, 2 hits, and 1 man left on base. We go to the payoff inning with the Phils leading 3-1.
There's something for everyone in the family to enjoy at a Phillies game. Tasty Cake is always something for everyone to enjoy, too. There's Tasty Cake Crimpet. Nice and moist cake, iced with butterscotch and filled with real vanilla. And those have that homemade cake. Family packs of Tasty Cake Crimpet. They're all the good things wrapped up in one.
Best oil on reducing engine wear. That's better because it reduces friction. That's why it's reduce engine wear better. It can give your engine a longer life than any medium oil. Why? Orthograph is durable.
Well, when the Phillies bats are smoking, that's bad news for the opposition and good news for the entrants in the Daily News home run payoff. A Phillies homer this inning can win you more than $5,000, and every hit pays off in tickets and cash. There's also a bonus for every RBI, plus a $5,000 grand prize payoff. Pick the winner of the World Series, and you could be the winner. The more you enter, the better your chances. Use the entry coupon in the Daily News so home run payoff can pay off for you. Phillies lead this game 3-1, bottom half of the 4th inning, and Larry Boa, who took a called third strike, will lead it off. Larry will be batting for Mac Leach Jr. of North 24th Street in Philadelphia. Don Robinson has settled down some for the Buccos. His slider appears to be a little better under control than it was earlier in the ball game, and he's not getting behind the hitters quite as frequently as he was. First pitch on the way to Boa is popped up. It won't leave the infield. The shortstop Foley, moving in behind the mound, makes the call and the catch for the out. On one pitch, Boa pops up to Foley and will send 4 tickets to a game to Mac Leach Jr. of Philadelphia. That's one away. Here's Manny Trio. He'll be swinging away for John Martelli of North Wildwood, New Jersey. He hit a hot shot to the shortstop, which Foley played into an out on the second inning. Manny was robbed. Pitch on the way to Trio. It's over for a called strike. Here's the windup by Robinson. The pitch to Manny is laced to right field and a base hit. Parker gets the ball on one hop, and Manny Trio has batted safely now in 11 of the last 13 ball games. That's the 7th hit for the Phillies, and it's good for $10 for John Martelli of North Wildwood, New Jersey. Here's Randy Lurch. He'll be batting for Lon Johnson of Magnolia, New Jersey. Randy flied to left in his first at bat. Buccos will be looking for a bunt here. Stretched by Robinson. Pitch on the way to Randy. He takes a called strike over the outside corner. He had shortened a bunt, and third baseman Bill Madlock looking down his throat. They may take the sign off, Whitey.
Well, Randy's a good hitter. He's hitting .357 as he stands in there. So he might get a strike here. Kind of doubt it, though. I think maybe Dallas Green will go bunt all the way with him.
The set by Robinson. Throw to first base. Back in time is Trio. Phillies lead at 3-1. Phillies have out hit the Pirates 7-4. Lurch representing Lon Johnson, Magnolia, New Jersey, in our Daily News home run payoff. Stretched by Robinson. Here's the pitch on the way to Randy, and it's a bunt right back to the mound. Throw on to second in time. Throw to first, not in time. Lurch legged it out, but they got the league man with Foley taking the throw. We'll send 4 tickets to a game to Lon Johnson of Magnolia, New Jersey. So the sacrifice fails. Lurch safe at first on the fielder's choice. Robinson played it to Foley. Two outs in the inning, and Pete Rose will come to the plate. Pete has doubled and singled in 2 trips tonight. He'll be hitting for Len Stango of Philadelphia in our Daily News home run payoff. Rose's average up to 274. The set by Robinson. Pitch on the way to Rose is low, ball 1. Pete has also stolen a base and scored a run. Phillies ahead, 3-1, 4th inning. The stretch by Robinson. And the pitch to Rose is a fly ball hit in the gap in left center field. They're not going to get it. It one hops up against the fence. Lurch is being waved around. Rose goes into second with a double. Lurch scores, and the Phillies lead it 4-1.
Bill Robinson playing that's Lee Lacy playing very, very shallow in left field, and we remarked on that the other night, how shallow the outfielders were playing Pete Rose. This ball was hit pretty well. The double by Rose, his second double in the ball game. It was hit pretty well, but normally a left fielder probably would make that catch. But Lacy was playing very shallow.
And that's good for $75 to Len Stango of Philadelphia. 50 on the double and 25 on the run batted in. Here is Bake McBride. He'll be batting for John J. DiCostanza. Here's a line shot in the right field and a base hit. This will go all the way to the corner. Rose is going to score easily. Bake McBride goes into second with a stand-up double, and the Phillies lead the ball game 5-1.
This happened rather suddenly. It looked like kind of a routine inning with Lurch on first, 2 outs, but back-to-back doubles by Rose and McBride, and 2 quick runs.
And another $75 payoff to John J. DiCostanza of Wilmington, Delaware. The Phillies lead it 5-1. Pete Rose tonight, 3 out of 3, including a pair of doubles. Here's Mike Schmidt. Mike will be batting for Susan McField of Haverford, PA. Smitty has a 2-run homer tonight, and then he lined the ball onto the warning track in left center field, but it was caught by Moreno in his last at bat. Here's Nicosia out to talk with Don Robinson, and the lefty Rod Scurry is up and throwing in the Bucco bullpen again.
With a base open, they'll pitch carefully to Mike Schmidt, although the guy coming up next, Lazinski, also very dangerous at this time, but Mike in particular is really hitting almost everything hard.
The stretch by Robinson. Here's the pitch on the way to Schmidt. It catches the inside corner, a called strike. Mike is hitting at .299. Schmidt leads the major leagues in homers, now with 14. Robinson checks McBride, and then time is called. He'd given about 2 or 3 different looks back to second base, and finally Mike Schmidt asked for time. Play started with Garner, the second baseman, starting to sneak into the bag. Then he went back. Then Robbie looked back that way at least 3 times. Here's the stretch by the right-hander. The 1-strike pitch to Schmidt, swing and a miss at a low breaking ball. 0-2. Susan McField of Haverford, Pennsylvania, really hoping that Schmidt can come through with something here. We've already had 3 winners in the inning, good for $160. Stretch by Robinson. The 0-2 pitch to Schmidt in the dirt, good stop by Nicosia. 1-2 the count. A home run on 3 doubles, part of the Phillies' attack tonight. They've gotten 9 hits off Don Robinson. Right-hander stretches. And the 1-2 pitch to Schmidt, swing and a ball top foul back off the plate. Schmidt has batted safely now in 8 straight ball games with his home run tonight, and 22 of the last 25 for the Phillies. That is real consistency. He and McBride, out of the numbers 2 and 3 spots, have really given the Phillies something around which to build their attack. And Rose starting to get into the swing of things now, too. The 1-2 pitch from Robinson. Smitty takes high a ball. He checked his swing and took a fastball upstairs. 2-2. Bake McBride, who doubled, is out there at second base. Bake with a pair of RBIs tonight, raising his total to 32. Among the league leaders. Robinson stretches. The 2-2 pitch to Schmidt. Very high fly ball deep to left field. Lacey getting back in the corner, and that ball is foul. Home run range, but foul for Mike Schmidt, and not by a whole lot. Deep to the left field corner, the one part of the yard we don't see very well from our booth. Just foul.
Shows you how strong Schmidt is. He didn't get all that when he got it out on the end of the bat a little bit. He had to reach out. It left the ballpark, but a few feet foul.
2 balls and 2 strikes on Schmidt. Mike's home run was a line shot, no doubt about it, and the ball that he hit the center field his last at bat was another liner. This one was a fly ball. Here's the stretch by Robinson. The 2-2 pitch to Schmidt. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. We'll send 4 tickets to a game to Susan McField of Haverford, Pennsylvania. Well, it was a good inning for the Phillies as they get a couple more runs. 2 runs on 3 hits and 1 man left on base. We finished 4, and the Phillies lead the Pirates 5-1.
Hi, this is Maureen McGovern. Join me in America's Love Run. Don't let muscular dystrophy get a head start. Run with me to help those stricken by the terrible crippler. During May, ask your friends to pledge 5 cents or more for every mile you run. To sign up, call your local Muscular Dystrophy Association office. Thank you.
The brewers of Budweiser proudly support the Muscular Dystrophy Association. To sign up for America's Love Run in Philadelphia, call 322-7120. Call right away and join Budweiser in this most worthy cause.
There's more on the
banks in the Philadelphia area, but only one Gerard Bank. Only one George and George Bank by phone. These days, the best new ideas in customer convenience are coming from Gerard, the bank that's changing the way you do banking.
Bill Garner leads off for the Pirates in the fifth inning, and a breaking ball from Lurch is over for a called strike. Garner fouled out to Moreland in his first try. Garner, Nicosia, and Robinson to face Lurch. Fastball misses inside, 1-1 strike. A 5-1 Philly lead in a big inning for Lurch, who, if he gets through this one, of course, has a chance to be the winning pitcher. The 1-1 delivery is a bouncing ball to second base. Trio is there. Throw to first in time. And he's had quite a few chances tonight. He's made them all. So Garner is the first out of the fifth inning. And here's the catcher, Steve Nicosia, who flied to center field. Scurry is still up in the Pirate bullpen. The Bucks may go to a pinch hitter here for Robinson. We'll see who comes out. Well, Robbie himself is coming out. Nicosia, right-handed batter. Lurch winds, and the pitch to Nicosia, swing and a miss. It was a low breaking ball, and he tried to check, but had already committed. One strike on Nicosia. 12:35 starting time tomorrow. Weather forecast ideal for afternoon baseball. Eddie Solomon will oppose Dick Ruthven here tomorrow afternoon. Here's a called strike on Nicosia. Lurch gets the jump, 0-2. Randy looking sharp tonight. He has given up 4 hits. Lee Lacy hit a solo home run for the Pirates' only run of the ball game. Here's the windup by Lurch in the 0-2 pitch. Fly ball, foul out of play down the right side. Pirates go home after the game tomorrow. They'll be playing the Mets over the weekend, and then the Phillies will visit Three River Stadium starting on Monday night. Randy winds in the 0-2 pitch. Little ball popped off the plate. Lurch charges, fields, makes the throw to first in time. Nicosia retired. Little topper off the plate. Lurch charged in and made the play. That's 2 up and 2 down. And Don Robinson will hit. Pirate pitcher is a good batter. He singled in his first trip tonight. And Robinson for the year is batting 5 for 10. Lurch winds, first pitch to Robinson, foul. Back behind the plate, strike 1. Lurch ready again. Here's the next delivery. It's a breaking ball high. 1-1 strike to Don Robinson. Here's the 1-1 pitch to Robbie. Swing and a miss at a very high fastball. He chased a bad one that time. Pirates in first place by a game. Phillies can regain the lead by percentage points if they win tonight. Here's a curveball. Bounce to deep shortstop. Larry Boa has it. Long throw. Not in time. Robinson has another hit. Single to shortstop by Don Robinson, and the Pirates get a runner with 2 down.
Well, the Pirates have 5 hits. Robinson has 2 of those. He got down that line in a hurry. Maybe, I think Boa, for a split second, thought Mike Schmidt would make that play, but Mike couldn't reach it. Larry was in the hole, deep shortstop, and Robinson beat the play easily. He was a step past the bag. Robinson putting on a warm-up jacket at first base. And Omar Marino standing in. Omar has struck out. And he was safe on a fielder's choice his last time up. So Omar is 0 for 2. Stretch by Lurch, and a curveball is high, ball 1. Phillies lead at 5-1. Bucco's batting in the 5th. Stretch by Lurch in the pitch. Low and inside, a ball. It was the Pirates' ability to win on the road last year which certainly helped them toward the World Championship. They won 50 of 81 games outside of Three River Stadium. That's a pretty good record.
The 2-0 pitch to the left-handed batting Moreno is a fastball inside, and Lurch falls behind 3-0. Two outs with Robinson at first base. Stretched by Randy, and the pitch, it's over for a called strike. 3-1. Lurch really hasn't been in much trouble tonight. He's never had more than one runner on at a time. And the 3-1 pitch on the way. It's over for a called strike. 3-2. So Robinson will be moving. 2 outs in the inning. Here's the stretch by Lurch. There goes Robinson. The pitch on the way is fouled back by Moreno, straight back to the screen. Phillies got off to the quick start tonight. Double by Rose, single by McBride, and they led 1-0 before anybody was retired. Then Mike Schmidt followed with a mighty home run, and the Phillies had 3 across in the first inning. They added 2 more in the fourth. 5-1 Phillies. Stretch by Lurch, 3-2 pitch, fly ball, center field. Coming on is Gary Maddox. He's there. He makes the catch for the out. Moreno flies to center. Buckos retired in the 5th inning. No runs, 1 hit, and 1 man left on base. We go to the home 5th, and the Phillies lead it 5-1.
Tomorrow at 2 on Channel 17, the afternoon movie presents Mr. Corey. A boy raised in Chicago slums builds a big bankroll and a reputation as a gambler. And returns to his hometown to win the hand of a society boy. Watch Mr. Corey, starring Tony Curtis, Martha Heyer, and Charles Victor. Tomorrow afternoon at 2 on Channel 17.
You've decided to join a motor club, but you don't know which one. This shouldn't be a tough decision if you compare. AAA offers you more than 900 offices throughout the United States and Canada. Other motor clubs usually have one office to serve you nationwide. If you need emergency road service, Keystone Automobile Club AAA is close at hand. With other clubs, you have to locate a service station if you can find one that's open and seek reimbursement. Join Keystone Automobile Club AAA for the kind of motoring protection you deserve. Call 864-5220.
Cooking a smile makes me feel good.
Phillies ahead 5-1 and batting in the 5th inning. They'll be looking at a new Pirate pitcher now. Chuck Tanner saved himself a pinch hitter by allowing Don Robinson the bat, but he'd already made up his mind to change hurlers. And a rookie left-hander, Rod Scurry from Sacramento, California, is coming in. Scurry is 0-1 this year, appearing only in his 5th ball game. His earned run average is 3.00. He's worked 12 innings, has given up 10 hits and 4 runs. He has walked 3 and struck out 9. Rod Scurry, 24 years of age, 6'2", 180 pounds. Scurry was a first-round draft choice of the Buccos in the June 1974 free agent draft. First batter this lefty will face will be Greg Luzinski. Bull took a called third strike tonight and then hit a check swing roller to second base, on which he was retired in the 3rd inning, so the Bull is 0 for 2. The windup by the rookie left-hander, and the pitch on the way to the ball is over for a called strike. Luzinski, Moreland, and Maddox to bat for the Phillies in the 5th. They lead 5-1. Next pitch to him is a little bit high. 1 ball, 1 strike from Rod Scurry. Next pitch on the way to the ball is over for a called strike. 1-2. Scurry winds, and the 1-2 pitch is a breaking ball outside. 2-2. Here's the 2-2 pitch to Luzinski. Long drive to center field, but it's going to sort of die a little bit, and it's caught by Moreno. That ball really took off, and then nothing happened to it. Luzinski flies out to center field, and that's 1 down. Scurry retires the first batter that he faces, and it brings up Keith Moreland. Moreland has fouled out and singled to right field. Phillies got 9 hits off Don Robinson tonight. He didn't walk anybody, and he struck out 2. First pitch on the way to Moreland. Breaking ball, line to left field, and will be in for a base hit. Lacey gets it on one hop, and Moreland has his second hit of the night. Moreland singles to left field. So the Phillies have a runner with 1 away here in the 5th inning, and Gary Maddox will bat. Gary doubled in the first, flied out to right in the 3rd. He is 1 for 2. The left-hander Scurry stretches. Pitch on the way to Maddox. It's over for a called strike. Gary hitting at .273. Next pitch on the way to him. Swing and a miss. He tried to check and couldn't. Scurry ahead of Maddox, 0-2. Here's the 0-2 pitch to Gary. A bouncing ball to shortstop. Foley runs over, tags the bag, throw to first in time. And the Buccos pull off a double play. 6-3 double play. Moreland erased at second. And the Phils retired in the 5th on no runs, 1 hit, and nobody left on base. At the end of 5, Phillies lead the Pirates 5-1, and it's time for a tasty break.
Running bases is important whether you're playing some baseball or baking cupcakes. That's why Tasty Cake always uses good basic ingredients in chocolate cupcakes.
Tim Foley leads off the 6th inning for the Pirates. They trail the Phillies 5-1. Randy Lurch, fine effort so far tonight. Randy has not walked anybody, has struck out 2, has held the Pirates to 5 hits. Starts Foley out with a breaking ball that's over for a called strike. Pirate shortstop hitting at .253. He'll be followed by Parker and Robinson. Here's a hard hit shot right to third base. Schmidt gets it on one hop, throw over in time. Let's pause here for station identification. This is the Phillies Baseball Network.
This is KYW Philadelphia here at 8:59. AccuWeather says the skies comfortable tonight, low 56. Tomorrow partly sunny, the high 82.
1 away. Here's Dave Parker. He is 1 for 2 tonight. Singled in his last at bat. Parker hitting at .272. The windup by Lurch, and the pitch to Parker is foul to the Phillies dugout, strike 1. Montreal and Chicago played 10 innings today. They wound up in a 3-all tie. That game suspended will be completed the next time the Expos come to Chicago. 1 strike pitch to Parker is outside a ball. Mets beat the Cardinals today 6-5. Cardinals have lost 12 of their last 13 with that defeat. The 1-1 to Parker is a line drive to right field. Bake McBride having trouble with the lights, but he stays with it for the out. Parker lines to right. That's the second out of the inning. And Bill Robinson will bat. Tonight, the Giants lead the Braves 2-0. They're in the bottom of the 5th inning. Ed Whitson against Doyle Alexander. And the San Diego-Houston game will feature Rick Wise and Nolan Ryan, but we have no report on the score yet. Here's the pitch to Robinson, a line drive to left field. Luzinski catches that ball. A wicked shot off the bat of Robinson, but the Bull made the play. And the Bucks are up and down in order in the 6th inning. We go to the home 6th, and the Phillies lead the Pirates 5-1. On the American League scoreboard, Oakland defeated Kansas City this afternoon 6-3. Langford over Gale in that one. Tonight, Baltimore holds a 3-0 lead on Cleveland at the end of 4 innings. Rick Waits against Jim Palmer. And Joe Charbonneau has hit a home run in that game for Cleveland. Toronto 4-1 over Boston. They've finished 3 innings. Dave Steve against Stanley. Detroit over New York 2-0. They're in the bottom half of the 3rd inning. Morris against Guidry. Dave Stegman has hit a home run for the Tigers. Here's Larry Boa leading off for the Phillies, and he sends a fly ball foul out of play down the left field side, strike 1. Boa is 0 for 2. He has struck out and popped out. Phillies lead it 5-1, 6th inning. Left-hander Rod Scurry, rookie, pitching now for the Bucks. Here's a breaking ball laced into the gap in right center field. Parker coming hard, makes a running catch. Parker slanting in towards second base from his station in right field. Made the running catch on Boa, and that's one away in the sixth inning. That brings to the plate Manny Trio, who is 1 for 2, a single in his last try. Manny has batted safely in 11 of the last 13 for the Phils. Phillies have out-hit the Pirates tonight 10-5. Scurry's pitch to Trio is a curveball, low, ball 1. Randy Lurch is on deck. Scurry winds in the 1-0 pitch. Hard hit ball to shortstop. Fielded at his foot by Foley. Makes the throw across in time for the out. That ball was right around the feet, and Foley made the play and threw over to first to retire Manny Trio. And Randy Lurch gets a hand as he steps to the plate. Randy leading this game 5-1 and trying for his first win this year. Randy is 0-6 coming in. As a batter, he is 0 for 2. Tried to sacrifice in his last time up, but they got the lead runner. Lurch takes low and inside, ball 1. Phillies have not been retired in order in this ball game. Here is a change-up curve that misses high, ball 1, or ball 2, 2-0. Rod Scurry from Sacramento, California. Some pretty good pitchers have come out of Sacramento, like the Force brothers. Of course, Larry Boa hails from Sacramento. The 2-0 pitch to Lurch is over at the knees, a called strike. Left-hander winds. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Pop foul coming back and out of play. Count level at 2 balls and 2 strikes on Randy Lurch, who is hitting at .333. Daytime baseball here tomorrow, 12:35 start. Phillies and the Pirates concluding this 4-game series, which has been a beauty. Here's the 2-2 pitch to Lurch. Swing and a foul back just over top the screen. Whoever wins the game tonight will be in first place. Here's the 2-2 to Lurch. Up high, ball 3, and a full count. The windup by Scurry in the 3-2 pitch. Outside, ball 4, and the Phils get a runner. Lurch draws a walk, the first one issued in this ball game by any pitcher. And Lurch goes to first with 2 away. He will not wear a warm-up jacket. Well, we've got quite a hitting streak going in the American League. Kenny Landreau of the Minnesota Twins got a single in the first inning tonight, and that extends his batting streak to 29 consecutive games. That's longer than anybody had in Major League Baseball last year. Here's Pete Rose batting right-handed for the first time, and he takes low and inside, ball 1. Rose is 3 for 3.
That's been a well-kept secret about Kenny Landreau. I haven't heard much about it, but 29 games is a significant streak. Certainly.
Rose takes another pitch low, ball 2. Pete with the 3 hits tonight has batted safely and, is hitting at .279. I was thinking about Rose's hit streak of last year. Rose led the majors with, 21 last year?
23, wasn't it?
23? I believe you're right. It was the longest streak in either league because he won the Aquavelva Award. He takes low, ball 3. Scurry falls behind 3-0. Here's the set by Scurry. Now makes a throw over to first, but Robinson was not holding Lurch to the bag. 3-0 on Rose. Pete has 2 doubles, a single. Pitch on the way to Rose on the inside corner, a called strike. Pete has scored a pair of runs tonight, stolen a base, knocked in a run. Pitch on the way to Rose. High bouncing ball toward Foley. Makes the play. Shovels it over to Garner, covering at second for the 4th. And the Phils have been retired in the 6th inning. No runs, no hits. 1 man left on base. We go to the 7th, and the Phillies lead the Pirates 5-1.
Nobody else does it. Not Ford, not GM, not the imports. Only the new Chrysler Corporation has patented new guarantees. And you can get them at your Chrysler Plymouth dealer. When you buy a new Chrysler or Plymouth, you'll get a special money-back guarantee. Guaranteed no-cost scheduled maintenance and no-cost Motor Club benefits. Plus a $50 test drive offer. There's no better time to buy a fine new Chrysler or Plymouth. See them today at Lindgren Chrysler Plymouth in Reading, Pennsylvania. The automobile business will never be the same.
Aqua Graphite, the black super oil, challenges the best oil from Mobil. 56 and 10 on gas economy. That Aqua Graphite is better, squeezing out more miles per gallon, saving you more gas money than any leading motor oil. Why? Aqua Graphite has two lubricants, premium motor oil plus graphite. Does reduce gas robbing friction better than any leading motor oil. Can squeeze out the most gas for your money. Use Aqua Graphite, super oil that's fat, not friction.
Well, when the Phils return from this short road trip to Chicago and Pittsburgh, they'll be back here against the Chicago Cubs starting Friday, June 6th at 8:05. That series continues Saturday the 7th at 7:05, and then Sunday, June 8th, a 1:35 start, and that'll be T-shirt day. All kids 14 or under receive a free Phillies T-shirt, compliments of the Phillies and KYW. Then after the Cubs are in town, the San Francisco Giants and the San Diego Padres, two clubs the Phillies have not dealt with yet this year, will both be in town. The Giants will be in Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday nights, June 9th, 10th, and 11th. Game time all three nights is 7:35. And then a weekend series with Jerry Coleman's San Diego Padres. Phillies lead this one 5-1 as we go to the seventh inning. To call the action, Rich Ashburn.
Thank you, Andy. Bill Madlock, the batter. He's 1 for 2 with a single. The first pitch to him is lined into left field, a base hit. Lazinski plays the ball in, and Madlock with his second hit of the ball game. And the batter will be Lee Lacy. He scored the only Pirate run with a second inning home run off Lurch. Lacy also grounded out. He's 1 for 2, batting well over 400. Lacy fouls one back, strike one. Lacy hitting .444. Madlock on first, nobody out. Infield hoping for a double play ball. The infield has made some fine defensive plays tonight behind Lurch. Lurch out of the stretch, the pitch. Lacy, line drive, center field. Maddox over, makes the catch, a fine running catch. In deep right center field. Boy, Lacy is getting good wood on that ball. Maddox took a base hit away from him there. Lacy lines to right center, one down, Madlock on first. And the batter, second baseman Phil Garner, who's popped out and grounded out. He's 0 for 2, batting .273. Phillies lead 5-1, top of the seventh. Pitched by Lurcher's high, ball one. Madlock leads off first. Lurch sets. Here's the pitch. High and outside, ball two. Ron Reed and Kevin Sauché starting to throw in the Phillies bullpen. Ball two, the count on Garner. Lurch with a pitch. Pop foul, might be playable. Moreland going back towards the screen, has room, makes the catch. Garner fouls out. Big out there for Randy Lurch on Phil Garner. 2 away, and the batter will be the catcher, Steve Nicosia. I want to send our best along tonight to Mark Rothstein in Riddle Memorial Hospital. Phillies fan listening to our ball game. Madlock on first, 2 outs. Nicosia the batter. He's 0 for 2. Fly to center, grounded out. Hitting .191. And he pops one foul back of home plate, out of play. Strike one on Nicosia. That Toronto Ball Club leads Boston 4-1. They're in the 5th inning. Detroit 2-0 over the Yankees in the 4th. Stegman, a 2-run homer for Detroit. One strike pitch. Nope, Lurch goes the first too late. Baltimore 3-0 over Cleveland in the 5th. Minnesota 2-0 over the White Sox in the 3rd. Here's a ground ball slowly hit towards short. Boa Gloves goes to second for the force on Madlock, and that'll retire the side, and Randy Lurch has another strong inning. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left on. Phillies batting in the bottom of the seventh. They lead 5-1, and now it's time for a tasty break.
The Phillies sure know how to show the competition who's boss. So does Tasty Cake. This delicious Tasty Cake coffee cake. It's cake fresh baked with milk, butter, and eggs. That's fresh delivered to your store. Now that's an unbeatable combo. Family packs of Tasty Cake coffee cake. They're more of all the good things wrapped up in one. Tasty Cake is the world of the things wrapped up in one. If you've always wanted to take really good pictures, then go to the Camera Shop Incorporated. They'll always give you helpful advice and show you the best in cameras at just the right price. This week, the Camera Shop recommends Canon's Canonet G317. This handsome, compact 35mm camera gives you mistake-proof exposure control, whether you shoot in brilliant sunlight or in the gloom of night. With the Canon Key electronic flash, all you do is focus while the Canonet G317 automatically adjusts the camera for the correct exposure. The specially designed lens is made for great color. Many easy features make the Canonet G317 an outstanding camera value. On sale for only $119.99, including the case. The flash is only $29.99. Go into Camera Shop Incorporated, Delaware Valley's largest photo dealer. 15 great locations where the focus is on you. King of Prussia Plaza, Christiana Mall, Springfield Mall, Echelon Mall, Lawrence Park. Major credit cards welcome. Batting home.
home seventh. They lead 5-1. And it'll be Bate McBride, Mike Schmidt, and Greg Lazinski to face the left-hander. He's pitched pretty good baseball since coming on. Rod Scurry pitched a couple of shutout innings. McBride's had a good night, a single and a double. He scored a run. He's knocked in 2 runs. Bate now has 32 RBIs on the year. Mike Schmidt with his 2 RBIs tonight on the 2-run homer has 36. Now we're waiting for the home plate umpire, I believe. Phillies and Pirates tomorrow afternoon at 12:35, a business person special. Dick Ruthven is going to pitch for the Phillies in that ball game. And Andy Hu is pitching for the Pirates. Eddie Solomon, who used to be Buddy Solomon. That's right, he went from Eddie Solomon to Buddy Solomon. Buddy J, wasn't it? Now he's back to Eddie again. He'll pitch against Dick Ruthven tomorrow, 12:35 start. We don't have many of those weekday afternoon games, but they've been very popular. Here comes the plate umpire, Nick Colosi. Evidently had to go in for repairs of some kind. Either to repair or prepare. Clyde is now hitting .306 on his 2-for-3 night. Phillies lead 5-1, bottom of the 7th inning. First pitch by Scurry is a called strike. And right back with a 1-strike pitch. Check swing on a breaking pitch. It's a called strike. 0-2 the count to McBride. Scurry's throwing a lot of breaking pitches. There's another one. McBride grounds this one to first. Bill Robinson makes the catch, goes to first, beats McBride by about a step. So McBride is out, 1 down. And the batter, Mike Schmidt. Schmidt is 1 for 3 with a 2-run homer. He hit it back in the first inning. Schmidt is hitting .297. He leads the major leagues in home runs with 14. Pirates play Schmidt to pull, and they play him deep. Scurry's first pitch. Schmidt takes it low, ball 1. A slow curveball that bounced up there. Ball 1 to Schmidt. Scurry's pitch is inside. Missed with a breaking ball. 2-0 the count. If Scurry stays the pattern on Schmidt, he'll throw him another slider. It's about all he's thrown, Schmidt. There it was. It was high, though. 3-0 the count. Mike will look for a green light on this 3-0 pitch. Scurry gets his sign. 3-0 pitch is low and outside. Ball 4. Schmidt draws a walk with 1 down. Second walk given up by Scurry. And the batter, Greg Lazinski. Greg's 0 for 3 in the night. Pirates play Lazinski almost the same way they play Schmidt. Lazinski takes a slider over, strike 1. Craig batting .285. Schmidt on first, 1 out, bottom of the 7th. The Phillies lead 5-1. 1-strike pitch. Swing and a miss. 2 strikes on the ball. Two strikes on Lazinski. Scurry out of the stretch. Pitch on the way is inside. Missed with a slider. A ball and 2 strikes. Keith Moreland waits on deck. Scurry sets. Lazinski takes low. 2-2 the count. Just a perfect night for baseball here. We've really been blessed with great weather on this homestand and this whole series. It's supposed to be a good day tomorrow. 2-2 pitch is strike 3 called. Slow breaking ball that caught the inside corner. First strikeout for Scurry. 2 outs now, and the batter will be Keith Moreland. Moreland's had a good night, 2 for 3, 2 singles. He's now hitting .278. Schmidt on first, 2 outs. Left-hander sets, goes to first too late. Schmidt not taking much of a lead. We're in the bottom of the 7th. The Phillies lead 5-1. Pitch on the way is high and outside, ball 1. Phillies can win tonight, they would go back into first place by percentage points. Schmidt takes a short lead. Here's the pitch. Fly ball hit well to center field, but Moreno has room back there. He's drifting back, makes the catch in deep center field. And that'll do it for the Phillies. No runs, no hits, 1 left on. At the end of 7 full innings, it's the Phillies 5 and the Pirates 1.
You push through the thing and there's nothing left to do. Time to get going. There's something going for you.
Hey, Phillies fans, imagine lots and lots of juicy, tender steak, sliced nice and thin, and sizzling on a griddle with fresh chopped onions. Now take that great taste of steak and onions and team it with melted cheese on a fresh Italian roll. That's Gino's new cheesesteak sandwich, and until you've had a bite, you can't imagine how good a real cheesesteak can be. So don't miss out on a great taste. Get a hold of Gino's new cheesesteak. It's the one you've been waiting for. Now, at participating Gino's.
Join Haddon Travel on a 10-day trip to Hawaii, visiting Honolulu, Kona, and Hilo, departing on November 11th. The price, $999, and here's what you get. Scheduled United Airlines jets, deluxe hotels throughout, including ocean view rooms on Waikiki Beach, visiting Honolulu, Kona, and Hilo, transfers, baggage handling, tips, and taxes, plus breakfast and dinner every day you're in Honolulu. $999 per person. The trip will be hosted by one of the Phillies. For a free brochure, call Haddon Travel in Pennsylvania, Walnut 3, 6663, in New Jersey, 795-5550. We go to the 8th inning, the Phillies leading 5-1, and Harry Callis.
All right, thank you, Rich. Manny Sanguillen will come out to pinch hit for Rod Scurry, and Lurch's first pitch to Sanguillen. A high chop. It's going to be trouble. Boa charges, no play, base hit. Infield single for Manny Sanguillen, a high chop over the mound. Sanguillen now has been at bat this year 8 times, and he has 4 hits. So Manny's at first base, nobody out for Omar Moreno. He is struck out, hit into a fielder's choice, and flied out to center field. Greg Gross now playing in left field. Greg Luzinski out of the ball game. Sanguillen first base, nobody out. That's hit number 7, given up by Randy Lurch. Here's the stretch by Lurch and the pitch on the way. Line drive hit down the right field line. Over to cut it off is Bake McBride. Sanguillen to third, and Moreno at second with a double. And the Pirates here in the 8th have runners at second and third and nobody out.
Well, this is what you have to look out for Pittsburgh. They bunch a lot of hits and score a lot of runs on you. You don't get to be world champion by quitting when you're behind a few runs, and of course they have some pretty tough hitters coming up. Herm Starrett, the pitching coach, out now to talk to Randy Lurch.
Phillies lead this game 5-1. We're in the 8th inning. Sanguillen at third base, Moreno at second base, nobody out. Here's Tim Foley. Foley is struck out, grounded out on a great play by Manny Trio, and grounded out. 5-1 Phil's 8th inning. Randy Lurch looks in for the side from Keith Moreland. Now he steps off the rubber. Joe Lynette squawking that it should have been called a balk, but no balk called. Ron Reed starting to throw in the Phillies bullpen. Here's a pitch on the way to Foley, and he takes low for a ball, 1-0. Manny Sanguillen at third. At second base, Omar Moreno. Nobody out. Tug McGraw has joined Ron Reed in the bullpen. Here's the windup by Lurch. 1-0 pitch. Fastball high. Ball 2. It's 2-0 to Tim Foley. Big Dave Parker waiting on deck. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Swing, a hard ground ball to third. Mike Schmidt holds the runners. Throws the first. 1 down. Big out there for Lurch. 1 away here in the 8th. Sanguillen holding at third and Moreno at second. That'll bring on Dave Parker. Parker has grounded out, singled, and flied out to right.
Outside of a strikeout, that's about the best thing Lurch could have done to Foley. The runners didn't advance. They got the out. And Foley went after a 2-0 pitch. Kind of surprised me.
Here's the windup by Lurch and the pitch to Parker. Big swing and a miss and a good fastball. 1 strike to Dave Parker. Randy Lurch winds. 1 strike pitch. Slider, hard ground ball back to Lurch. Holds the runners, throws, 2 out. A hard one-hopper right back at Randy Lurch, and that's 2 big outs here in the 8th inning, and that'll bring on Bill Robinson. Robinson has popped up, hit into a double play, and hit a screaming line drive that was caught by Greg Luzinski. Here's the windup by Lurch, and the pitch to Robinson, a curveball, bounced foul back behind the plate. 1 strike to Bill Robinson. At Baltimore, Cleveland has scored 8 runs in the 5th inning, chasing starter Jim Palmer. The Tribe leads the Orioles 8-3, bottom of the 5th, included the 8 runs, a home run by rookie Joe Charbonneau. He's having a great year, number 8 for him. 1 strike to Bill Robinson. 1 strike pitch. Breaking ball. Line foul. Deep away foul down the left field side. Lurch in front of Robinson. 0-2. Sanguillen at third. Moreno at second. 2 outs. Here's the windup by Randy. 2 strike pitch. Slider low and inside. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Bill Robinson. Lurch has a sign from Keith Moreland. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Randy Lurch gets out of a big jam here in the 8th. Lurch got him with a sharp breaking slider. His 3rd strikeout. And he gets out of a 2nd and 3rd no-out jam with no runs, 2 hits, no errors, 2 left. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Phillies lead the Buccos 5-1.
We're going all out to get you into a great car. Lincoln Mercury announces the all-out, all-Mercury cash rebate. Rebates on all our new 79 and 80 Mercuries, every model. Get $500 back on Grand Marquis and Colony Park wagon. $500 back on Cougar XR7 with luxury group. $400 back on Monarch and other marquee models. $200 back on Zephyr and Capri. And even $100 back on the little Bobcat. Cash rebates on all new Mercuries. Your rebates can come to you in the form of a check direct from Lincoln Mercury Division, or you can use it as a part of your down payment. Some dealers may contribute part of the rebate, but remember, this is a limited time offer, and it's all on top of our already great prices. We're going all out to get you into a new Mercury with great deals and great cash rebates. The all-out, all-Mercury cash rebates at participating Lincoln Mercury dealers.
Hey, come and Culligan man.
When you think about Culligan water softeners, does it ever occur to you that besides buying a unit, you can choose to rent one, too? It's true. And your local Culligan man has the equipment to promptly diagnose your water problem and the right softener unit to cure it. One call is all it takes to get the world's #1 water treatment company working for you. Your Culligan man in Coatesville is Charles Witherspoon. In the Dover area, it's Theron Boots.
Andy Hassler, the new pitcher for the Pittsburgh Pirates. Let's pause here for station identification along the Phil's Baseball Network.
Here at 9:32, this is KYW News Radio 1060 Philadelphia. It's cloudy and 70 degrees on Independence Mall.
Andy Hassler coming around for Rod Scurry. Scurry pitching 3 shutout innings. Gave up 1 hit and no runs. He struck out 1, walked 2. Hassler is appearing in only his 5th game of the year. Pitched 8 2/3 innings, given up 8 hits, 4 runs. Struck out 3 and walked 3. Gary Maddox, the first one to face the left-hander Andy Hassler. Here's his windup and the pitch to Maddox. Swinging a pop foul out of play. 1 strike to Gary Maddox. Bottom half of the 8th, Phillies leading 5-1. Maddox is 1 out of 3, a double. Wind up by Hassler, 1 strike pitch. Fastball bounced foul down the third base side, and Hassler in front of Maddox, 0-2. Hassler picked up by the Buccos as a free agent. Two strikes to Gary Maddox. Here's the 2-strike pitch. It's outside, 1-2. Phillies got 3 in the first, including Mike Schmidt's 14th homer of the year. 2 more in the fourth on RBI doubles by Pete Rose and Bake McBride. 1-2 pitch. Fastball, bouncing ball tapped to Phil Garner. The second baseman has it and throws, and Maddox is out, 1 down. That'll bring on Larry Boa. Larry is 0 for 3. His struck out, popped up, and flied out to right field. 1 down, bottom half of the 8th inning. Here's a pitch on the way to Boa. Fastball strike called on the outside corner. Wind up by Hassler, 1 strike pitch. Another fastball looped foul down the right field side, right in front of the picnic area. It's 0-2 to Larry Boa. Hassler wants a different baseball from plate umpire Nick Pelosi. Hassler's 28 years old, 6'5", 215-pounder. Comes out of Texas City, Texas. He was 4-5 with the Mets last year. Here's the 2-strike pitch to Boa. Swinging a ground ball foul down the third base side. 0-2 to Larry. One out, no base runners, 8th inning. The 2-strike pitch. Fastball outside, 1-2. Dick Ruthven goes against Eddie Solomon tomorrow afternoon. Business person special. 1-2 pitch. High for a ball. It's 2-2. We'll all start at 12:35. Plan to be out here for the final game of this series with the Bucks. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball is high, ball 3. Full count to Larry Boa. Wind up by Hassler, 3-2 pitch, high ball 4. He walked him, so after getting in front of ball and 2, he loses him. Larry is a 1-out base runner. That'll bring up Manny Trio. Trio is 1 for 3, is grounded out, singled and grounded out. 1 down, Boa at first base. Hassler ready. Here's the stretch. You look at Boa. The pitch to Trio is a fastball. It's a bit wide for a ball. 1-0. Now the stretch by Hassler. 1-0 pitch. Swing and a bouncing ball hit to short. Foley throws to Garner, who drops the ball. Safe all around. Boa heading for third base. He's safe there. The Phillies have runners at first and third. Foley had to charge the ball. Fire to Garner, who could not handle the throw, and it's safe all around. Trio safe on a fielder's choice, and there'll be an error.
I believe the error will be by Phil Garner. It looked like the throw was good enough. They haven't had an official score on it yet, but I believe Garner would get the error.
Error is on the second baseman, Phil Garner. So the Phillies have runners at first and third, 1 out for Randy Lurch. Lurch is flied out, bunted into a fielder's choice, and walked. Randy looking down at Lee Elia to see if he is to attempt to execute the play that you dislike the most.
Well, he won't do it with 1 out, I'm sure.
A suicide squeeze, and it's perfect. Boa is safe at home plate. Phillies lead it 6-1. Suicide squeeze spot executed by Randy Lurch. Give him a run batted in. Boa scoring easily. Trio goes to second, and it's a 6-1 ball game.
All you have to do on that suicide squeeze is to bunt it fair somewhere, because that runner on third is underway. He bunted it fair right back to the mound, but no play at all on Boa. Give Lurch a run batted in on a suicide sacrifice squeeze.
Here's Pete Rose. He's 3 out of 4. Trio at second with 2 outs. Pitch to Pete. Swing and a bouncing ball up the middle. Foley has it behind second. Throws. Rose is out. Phillies go down in the 8th. Attack on a run in the 8th inning without benefit of a hit. There was 1 Pirate error, 1 man left, and after 8, Phillies lead the Bucks 6-1.
It's the television surprise of the season. The girl, the gold watch, and everything.
You were the state of my life.
And with Robert Hayes and Mark and Auburn.
What kind of truck are you pulling anyway?
They inherit a special gold watch that turns into trouble.
Takes a licking and keeps on ticking.
And it means love and laughs for America's newest superstars.
Well, you're not such a bad-looking fellow anyway.
Comedy thriller, The Girl, the Gold Watch, and everything.
Thursday night at 9 on Channel 17, The Great Entertainer.
Makes me feel good. Makes me feel like I have a coconut pie. That's the way it should be. And I'd like to see the whole world smiling with me. Coca-Cola and life. Have a Coke and a smile. Coke and a smile. Light up the beat. Turn it on. Turn on the sun. That's the way it should be. And I'd like to see the whole world smiling with me. Coca-Cola at night. Have a Coke and a smile.
Bill Madlock leads off for the Buccos, 9th inning. Takes one low and inside for a ball. Lurch's next pitch to him. Line drive left field. Grows back. He can't get it. It's off the fence on 1 hop. Madlock on his way to second, and he is there with a stand-up double. Madlock's 3rd hit and 4 at-bats. The Madlock, who is 6 for 9 off Lurch last year, 3 for 4 tonight. He's at second base with nobody out for Lee Lacy. Lacy has hit a home run, accounting for the Buccos' lone run, grounded out and lined out to center field. Here's a stretch by Lurch. Pitch to Lacy is high for a ball. Tug McGraw and Ron Reed get back up in the Phillies bullpen. 9th inning, Phil's lead 6-1. The pitch to Lacy. Swing and a high drive to deep left field. Way back goes Gross. It is out of here. Home run. Lacy's 2nd home run of the ball game. His 3rd of the year. And it's now a 6-3 ball game. Boy, what a hot hitter Lee Lacy is.
I didn't think Lacey had the kind of power he has shown, and I mean not only home runs, I'm talking about line drives. The ball is jumping off his bat. He hit a high fastball there. Dallas Green is coming out of the dugout now. I imagine that'll be all. It is going to be all for Randy Lurch, but Randy has a shot here, a pretty decent shot of picking up his first one of the year. He pitched out of a lot of eighth-inning trouble, and he's being lifted here in the ninth. Looks like Ron Reed will be the new pitcher. A pitching change for the Phillies. They lead 6-3 in the ball game. The Pirates trying to come back here in the top of the ninth. We'll be back in a moment.
If someone asked me whether I'd rather be lucky or smart, I'd say lucky. Here's an example of luck. Say I bought a new car, eh? Nope, used car. Why, it looks new. Well, Don Horrow's Woodbury Chrysler Plymouth used cars look new. I say $550 on this baby, put it in the bank, eh? Nope, opened a pizza stand, made over $15,000. Ever since I bought that used car from Don Horrow's Woodbury Chrysler Plymouth, yes, things been going my way. They changed my luck. How do you mean? Well, I met this gal the other day and we got married. Spent all my money on the wedding. Now you're broke. Nope. Found out the old gal had $500,000 stashed away in a gunny sack. I'm going to Don Horrow's Woodbury Chrysler Plymouth to buy myself a new car. Going to get one from my brother in Arkansas. Going to open a whole bunch of them pizza stands. Going to sell milk and ice cream. But, sir, milk and ice cream doesn't go with pizza. But I bought this dairy farm in Wisconsin. Want to make that business grow? You want a glass of milk, Bob? No, thank you. How about some ice cream? No, thank you. It's on me. No, thank you. Don Horrow's Woodbury Chrysler Plymouth. Route 45 in Woodbury, New Jersey. They changed my luck.
Abbott's has a delicious way to help your home team get in the swing of things this season. It's called Abbott's Cottage Cheese, and it's available in a tantalizing lineup. Pineapple, mandarin orange, and of course plain. The delightful thing about Abbott's Cottage Cheese is that it makes a delightful double play. It's high in nourishing protein but low in calories. So you can serve it in a variety of festive ways to keep your menus in full swing too. Pick up a package of Abbott's Cottage Cheese with the smooth taste that never strikes out.
Ron Reed, the new pitcher for the Phillies, ninth inning. Phillies leading 6-3. Reed, appearing in game number 14, has won 3, lost none, saved 1. His earned run mark 3.00. Bill Garner will be the first one to face Reed. 30,209 the paid attendance tonight. Phillies leading 6-3. We are in the ninth inning. Randy Lurch going 8 innings, charged with 3 runs on 10 hits. He struck out 3. And did not walk a batter. Here's the pitch on the way to Garner. He takes one on the inside corner for a called strike. 1 strike to Garner. 1 strike pitch to him. Is low for a ball. It's 1-1. Still available for Chuck Tanner, left-hand hitters Ed Ott, Mike Easler, and Willie Stargell. 1-1 pitch. Ground ball hit on the right side. Backhanded nicely by Rose. Throw to Reed. Yes, they got him 1 down. Good play by Pete Rose. Ranging fire to his right. Good thing Reed was the pitcher covering. He had to stretch a little bit to get the off-balance throw, but Slink has long arms and made the play 1 down.
He has long arms and big feet. They call him Bigfoot. It's a good thing he had it there because he located the bag, beating Garner by about a step and a half.
Ed Ott bounces out of the Pirate dugout to pinch hit for Steve Nicosia. Ott, the left-hand hitter, batting .274, 1 homer. He has knocked in 9 runs. Mike Easler moves into the on-deck circle to bat for pitcher Andy Hassler. 1 down, ninth inning. Phillies lead 6-3. Here's the windup by Reed and the pitch to Ott. Outside for a ball, 1-0. Wind up by Reed. 1-0 pitch. Over for a called strike. It's 1-1. Right after the ball game, stay tuned for the Tasty Cake wrap-up show. Rich will have a guest for you, highlights of this game, and a complete rundown of the Major League scoreboard. 1-1 pitch. Hard ground ball. Pete Rose has it nicely to Reed, covering 2 down. So they're doing it the 3-1 way. Rose to Reed. 2 outs. No base runners, and Mike Easler will come out to pinch hit for Andy Hassler. Easler, a fine pinch hitter, got the game-winning run batted in at last night's 13-inning Bucco win. He's batting .292, 4 homers. He has knocked in 10 runs. Reed's pitch to Easler. Low for a ball, 1-0. Wind up and the 1-0 pitch on the way to Easler. It's over for a called strike. 1 ball and 1 strike to Mike Easler with 2 outs and no base runners. Here's Reed's 1-1 pitch. Swinging a bouncing foul down the first base side. Reed in front of Easler. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Dick Ruthven goes tomorrow afternoon. Business versus special, 12:35 against Eddie Solomon. 1-2 pitch. Just missed. A little bit low. It's 2-2. Wind up by Reed. The 2-2 pitch. Low in the dirt, a full count to pinch hitter Mike Easler. Wind up by Reed. 3-2 pitch. Hits low, ball 4. He walked it. So Easler is a 2-out base runner. And that'll bring on Omar Moreno. Moreno is 1 out of 4. He was struck out, hit into a fielder's choice, slide out, and doubled.
Again, because Willie Stargell had just come out in the on-deck circle. If Moreno gets on, he'll bat, and Stargell would represent the tying run.
Here's the stretch by Reed. The pitch to Moreno. Over for a called strike. 1 strike to Omar Moreno. Easler at first base and 2 outs. Stretch by Reed. 1 strike pitch. Strike 2 called outside corner. 0-2 to Moreno. Now the stretch by Reed. 2-strike pitch. It's low in the dirt. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Moreno. Reed has a sign from Moreland. 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Phillies win the ball game 6-3 as Reed comes in to put down the Buccos here in the 9th inning. For the Pirates in the 9th, 2 runs, 2 hits. No errors, 1 left. Phillies winning 6-3. Randy Lurch wins his first game of the year after dropping his first 6 decisions. Randy is tonight's winning pitcher, and he wins a case of Tasty Cake for the Moss Rehabilitation Hospital. We'll be back with the final totals and a wrap right after these words.